Hello friends, I'm Mohnish and today I have come up with a new project, the camera sensor for Carla. So here we are going to discuss about this piece of code which I have written and let's get started. So here I have imported five libraries mainly globe, OS, SYS, random and time. So we are using SYS to get the Carla EGG for like file, so we can run Carla, and we are importing a Carla module. Then we are setting the IM width and IM height, so these are global variables. So we are setting these values, so you would be understanding shortly what these values or these variables are used for. And then we have an actor list, so everything in Carla, from a bush to a car to a walker to a truck, everything is considered as an actor. So we are making a list of those actors which we are generating using this code. So we'll be knowing why are we making this list and why is it essential. So then we are trying to connect with our client, which is Carla, with localhost. So I think we should probably change it to 001, so it will work better. Like sometimes localhost just gives a timeout error, so I don't want that to happen. So I just set the parameter to the localhost uh, host itself, the host code itself, and then I set a timeout to 2 seconds. So after 2 seconds it will stop connecting and it will say we couldn't connect, and it will stop the execution. Then it will try to get the world. So world here is like the Kala world, so the map you see and everything. So I'm not able to show because the Kala has not loaded yet. You see the black screen, so it takes plenty of time to load, like a lot of time. And then we are getting the blueprint of the world. So what does this blueprint get? Like, get blueprint library. So this gives us a list of all the actors or all the things which are in our Kala world. So we are having many things like vehicle dot, and we are having so many vehicles like that. So vehicle here is this super class, or you can say the main folders here, and vehicle dot Tesla dot some a vehicle model of that, like for now we'll say L3 something. So vehicle is like the main folder, and then Tesla is like the subfolders, and the L3, the car model L3, is the a subfolder of the subfolder which is in a main folder. So you should try to understand this. So you can see, like, if this is our main folder local disk C, then uh, this is our subfolder. So this is the vehicles class, this is the subfolder, and in that we are having these many cars. So you can understand it, the thing like that. And then so like that we are having sensors also, so we'll be knowing what are sensors today. And then we are getting the spawn points, and uh, like with the world dot get map dot get spawn points, so this gives us the number of spawn points in that particular map. So we are using a random dot choice to randomly spawn in some point. So random dot choice, like random is a module and it is choice, so this choice function helps us to take any index from the list. So if we give here uh, suppose L is a list here, so I'll just make a new line in a comment here, slash slash, sorry, control slash, okay, yeah. So then if we give some list and brackets 1, so it gives us the second element in the list and not the first. So 0 is the first element, 1 is the second element. But what does a random dot choice does? It gives random elements. So in one instance I can get the 90th element also, in one instance I can get the 200 element also, then in one instance I can even get the first element, which is 0. So that's how this, like, the random dot choice works. Then we are making a drop vehicle. So what is the drop vehicle? It's the vehicle that we are spawning and we want to have a control on. So we are not just spawning the vehicle, but we are having an account of the variable by storing it in a variable. So we are just spawning the variable, and here you see car model. So here the car model is this variable, you see the highlighted one, get blueprint world filter model 3 0. So what does this filter do? It's from the blueprint library, it's filtering the model 3 folder, like you can say subclass or subfolders here, and from that it's getting the first car. So that's how it works. Then in the drop vehicle we are setting the autopilot to true. So you can say it's npc, and we are setting the autopilot to true, and we'll be trying to do this manually in our further coming videos. And we are setting the simulator camera location. So what is this camera? So what are we trying to do here? So we are trying to get captured images made by the uh, collected by the camera sensor of the Carla, and we are trying to save all of them in a folder which is the output folder. So we are getting to this image function as fast as possible. So let's get to this, and we're setting the location and rotation of the simulator camera. So we are just setting Carla to transform its a function, and spawn point at location. So spawn point dot location will give us the location of the car, and spawn point at rotation, so it will give, so the spawn point uh, has the values of the x, y and z of that spawn point. So this random dot choice stores it in the spawn point, so we know at what point the drop vehicle spawned, because we are spawning the drop vehicle at this spawn point only. So in that, from there we are getting the spawn point location and spawn point rotation. So we are getting the rotation, so we can place the camera as it is, like not like this towards the left or right. We want it to the center. And then simulator camera location rotation dot location. So from this you try to understand, this is a variable name. From that we are setting the location parameter which you just set, and we are getting a forward vector and setting it to 30. So what does this forward vector do? We'll be knowing at while we are executing this. Camera simulator camera location rotation dot rotation. So this is the variable again, and from that we are setting the rotation. In that we are having one more parameter yaw to 180. So yaw is a concept like how the camera turns. Yaw is like, you can say, along the z-axis kind of. And simulator camera view, like what's the camera view? It's the world dot get spectator. So this is a function again, and simulator camera view dot set transform simulator camera location rotation. So what does this do? So we are setting the location, or we are spawning the camera at this variable's data. So we are assigning the data here. So where is going to spawn probably? So it's going to spawn near or above the car. So because we have used the same spawn point here, but we are just making few changes here, so we can see the car, and we are just appending it in our actor list. So we are appending the drop vehicle as per now, but now we are going to set the parameters for the camera sensor. So we just here what we did, we set the location where it is going to get spawned. So now we are going to set the camera, like the real thing here. So we are from the blueprint we are finding sensor to camera to RGB. So this is an actor in Carla. So you know what is actors, I told at the beginning of the video, so you can just go to the video at the starting and see that again. So sensor.camera.rgb, so it gives us the camera sensor here, and we are setting the attribute image size x. So this is a parameter again to IM width. So IM width is 640, so it will set the width. So IM is like image width, so it will set the width of the camera sensor like to 640 pixels and height to 480 pixels as of here. We can change the values afterwards, and we're sending the FOV, so field of view. So you must have known that if you play games. And let's adjust it relative to the vehicle. Let's adjust the camera sensor. Okay, so yes, setting the sensor camera spawn point here. Now we're actually going to we're actually going to spawn the camera now. Here we are just setting the spawn location, but here we are going to spawn the camera. So we are just spawning it here in the location x and z. It goes to 2.5 and 0.7, so we'll see that again later while executing the code. And then sensor, we are spawning the actor camera sensor in spawn point, and we are attaching it to the drop vehicle. So what will happen, as the drop vehicle moves, it will also move with the vehicle and not stay on the same place. So so I think this is sensible to say. And we are adding this sensor to our actor list, so we'll be knowing why are we adding it, and then we have to do something with the sensor. So what we are doing is we are doing sensor.listen image. So what does this do? Sensor.listen is a function which gives us a data from the Carla. So we are sending the image parameter, so which it receives from the camera sensor, and we are sorry, here we are calling the image function, which takes the image parameter from this listen function, and then it saves it to disk in this as this file name. You can say in the outputs folder, it will create an output folder wherever it is, and then it will name the file as frame underscore the frame number, which we get from the image variable, image or frame number, and .jpg. So this is how it's going to get saved. And finally, so this is a statement like try and final block, and then we are going to print destroying vehicles, and for actor in actor list, actor to destroy. So what does this do? So after we stop executing, we terminate the code. So we need to destroy the actors which we have created to make this world as normal as it was earlier before we added our vehicles. So we are trying to destroy all the actors which we had made till now. So this was the explanation of the code. Now let's go to the execution of the code. So we see our Carla is loaded, and let's see if there is no lag. So kind of we can see there is slight lag, but that's okay for now. Let's get to the execution. I have already started my CMD and ready with the code here, and let's run this, and let's check for potential errors which we might get while execution and try to resolve them. So let's wait for the car to spawn, because it takes some time as there are slight lags, and this is kind of a low-end PC. So you see it spawned here, and as the car goes, we are going to stop it here, and we are going to now we are going to stop this. Okay, so I think this is stuck here at time.sleep, but let's wait for it to get stopped. Meanwhile, we'll just check the output folder in examples. I think output. So you see we got output folder. So you see, you might think these images are quite not accurate, but you see these are the images which just got clicked. So you might see these numbers too, because I had already done this code earlier and for checking, so we get like these numbers. So you see the 4,000 are the images that are recently clicked now, just now. So we are just going to clear this outputs folder and going to see what's going to happen. So we are just going to Control A and Shift Delete, and now let's get back to our CMD. So I think, yeah, it's done. Now this time we are going to not make it for 1,000. We're just going to do for 10 seconds, and let's see how many images do we capture. So now let's go and run the CMD with the command python 204 camera sensor of pi, and let's go to our Carla and wait for the car to spawn here. So meanwhile, we are also going to look at few tasks which we are going to do here. So you see the car spawned, and it will be destroyed automatically after 10 seconds. So you see 10 seconds over and it got destroyed. So it's still in the process. It did not destroy completely, I think, and it's stuck, but we are going to see the images it collected. So you see it collected these 5 images just now. Now it's just fresh images. uh, so you see we got a few images. So we are just clicking the images as the car moves. So this images are as the perspective of the car. So now we are having some tasks. So we are going to change the dimensions of the image to 1366 into 768. So let's do it. 1366 into 768, and let's see what happens to an image. 136 to 768. So let's save this, and before that we should also know how does this image looks. And we'll just open one of the images, not in photos, we'll open in snip and sketch because it's lightweight. So we'll just open with snip and sketch because it's kind of easier and it's faster. uh, so let's wait, and I think the image will load in a couple of seconds. So you see this is our image here, and this is how the image looks, and we'll just see the dimensions here. So it should just flash here. You see it's 640 into 480. You see in that item type, dimensions and all that. So let's run this set of code again after this changes and see what happens. So I've run the code again, I've triggered Carla. Let's wait for the Carla to respond. Meanwhile we'll just roam in this environment and see. So this car is not spawned by us, I think, because this is, I think, pre-spawned car which is already present with the Carla. So yes, I think, yeah, yes, this is our car now. And let's see. So destroyed it too fast, I think 10 seconds is going too fast. But then also let's see these images. So I think it just clicked 2 images due to lag. So no worries, we'll just check the image size. So it's 1366 into 768. So that was our main objective. We needed to check the image size. Now a second thing, we'll just change the FOV. So we'll change the field of view here to 170, or kind of, yeah, 170. And let's run this code and see what happens. So I have again triggered Carla, and let's wait. So you see this is our car, and it's in the autopilot and it will be destroyed in few seconds. Yeah, it got destroyed. And let's check again our folder. So I think we could only capture one image. So you see the images is not so clear here. Then also we are going to just open and see the image. Oh no, I open in photos. I'll just open in open with, okay, paint. I'll just open with paint, so it will be faster, I think. So you see this image is not so clear to understand. So let's take another try here. So where's my CMD? So let's take another try and let's see what happens. So I think yes, our car spawned here. Okay, so it will be destroyed. No. Okay, and now let's check the images. So I think here it clicked two images, so let's see these images. Open with paint, and we are going to open this first image also with paint, and we are going to compare these images here. So open with paint, and let's wait for our paint to come. So let's going to make this side and this one this side. So you see the difference. This FOV and this FOV has a lot of difference in the images. So here we got a clear image, but here we are getting a curved image, like from a curved perspective, we can say, kind of. So you see the changes when we change the FOV of Carla here in Carla. So we are not going to save anything, and we are just going to delete everything in this folder again, and we are going to move to our last task. So we are just going to change the camera sensor location here. So we are just going to give some random values here. So here what I'll do, I'll just make this to 2 and I'll make this to 1 instead of 2.5 and 0.7, and let's see what happens. And let's run the code again and go to Carla. And wait for our card to spawn. So let's check if there's any error in CMD or not. So there's no error, so it might be taking some time, so we should wait patiently here. So here we got our car, and let's see. So I think we spawned at this location earlier once, so let's check our images folder here again. So it collected some two images, so this one is quite similar. I think we got this image once, so we'll just try another run here, and get going, and let's check the output of the image. So sometimes due to lag we don't get the desired output in Carla. So sometimes for the same code Carla works differently, and it depends on the speed of your system. Sometimes just due to lag you get different outputs, so that's not a problem. So I think this is our spawned car, yeah. So due to lag we are able to see it later, and the car is starting later. And I think this is a new spawn point. This is the first time we have spawned here and destroyed the cars, and we are still waiting for it to complete the program. So done. And now we are going to see the images folder, and let's see these images in the paint. Open with paint. So you see, because of the FOV and all that thing, the image is coming like weird. So it's like it's too much diverged, like it happens in concave lens. So this was my video for today. Hope you guys like this video. Please like the video and smash the like button and subscribe button if you like this channel and this video, and stay tuned. I'll be coming with more new videos like this and boosting your knowledge. Thank you friends for watching this video.